is going. Welcome everybody to episode 4 of The Last Real Heels. It is August 19th and we are all gathered here today to discuss the Raw and SmackDown before SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer, by the way. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
So, I am Jose.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Big Nick.
And we are gathered once again here today to talk about how Seth Rollins opened up Raw, and he's cutting a promo outside. I don't know why. I have no idea.
He's in search for the Demon King.
He's looking for the Demon King, man. You know,
so stupid.
One king to rule them all.
Wow. Very, very weird. But anyways, Lana and Rusev are shown in the ring yelling at everyone, wanting to shut up because they're trying to hijack Raw, I guess.
Apparently, Rusev isn't leaving the ring until Roman comes out and apologizes for the cake and the champagne.
He wants his respect.
And the fiasco from last week. He wants his respect and he wants an apology, and he's going to hijack the show until he gets it.
But he won't get the respect that Derek Jeter got. No
Ritu packs.
No Ritu packs
for Rusev.
For Rusev.
God damn it.
Respect for Rusev. So Rusev wants to hijack the show, and Mick Foley comes out with
with the worst beard ever. I don't know if you guys saw it, but dude, like, okay, so this guy's beard, like, okay, so last week his beard's gray as hell. He looks like Father Time, straight Gandalf status, all right. And then he comes out with like literally the most jet black beard ever. Like, it looks painted on, all right. Like, you can smell the Just for Men through the screen. It's obnoxious. Okay, and he comes out and he's like, whoa, everybody calm down, you know? And then, like, Rusev threatens to, like, quit, I guess. Like, he's like, I'm going to SmackDown. I'm going to call the little Daniel and Shane and blah, blah, blah. And then, here comes Roman. All right?
Whoa. Before you get to that. Well, no, wait. No. Maybe it did actually happen after Roman came out. So, go on. Roman comes out.
So here comes Roman. You know, he calls him out on some real mail-order bride shit, like, oh, man, that website you got Lana off of. You guys are going to have some ugly Sasquatch-ass babies. And everyone's popping for it, you know. And Rusev's calling him a greasy pig, you know, just shouting some shit at him. He says the word ass, which is fantastic. And then he challenges him to a match for Lana's honor. So it's a Lana's honor on a pole match. And that's
Vince Russo is smiling somewhere right now.
That's going to go down at like 10 o'clock or something like that.
And at one point during this fucking promo, the American crowd, which is in Corpus Christi, Texas, by the way, starts a fucking USA chant, and I'm a man that is sick and fucking tired of USA chants. I'm fucking done with it. Ever since Kevin Owens fucking called out the American audience, it's been a fucking joke, and the fact that a Bulgarian wrestler is the United States champion, and you still chant USA at this guy, and he's better than not better than all the American wrestlers, because Rusev's pretty damn good. He's an overall package guy, and the fact that it's a stupid chant. It's a stupid chant. It's been chanted with two Canadians in the ring. It doesn't make any sense, but who cares? Anyway, Sheamus comes out, starts talking shit.
Like, his rivalry with Cesaro is just ridiculous.
It's getting ridiculous. It's getting Sheamus.
You guys excited for that best of 7 that's coming up?
Is that a real thing? Like, can they really go to wrestle 7 times?
It was kind of like Booker T and the fucking who was that guy that had the belt in 04?
Wait,
fuck.
hold on. What was his name? Randy found it, right?
Yeah.
SummerSlam? Oh.
No, but there was a guy that beat Shawn Michaels and Triple H at WrestleMania 20. Maybe it was Steven Richards. You know what? We'll go with that. Steven Richards and Booker T had a best of 7. It was Chris Benoit. It was Chris fucking Benoit.
Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say the CV word?
Yes, Chris Benoit.
Wow.
Chris Benoit and Booker T had a best of 7 on SmackDown. I want to say in 2005 or 2003. That's the last time I heard of a best of 7. Maybe I'm skipping over one because I haven't kept up with the product as much. But that was the last time I heard of it. But tagging on to what he said about the best of 7, I fucking knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew that they were going to head down this route ever since Cesaro lost that match against Rusev last week. So, but before that, Sheamus is in the ring, starts spouting off how he's the fucking best and everyone needs to respect him. And I feel like he's shooting from the hip here when he like tells the crowd to shut the fuck up. Like I feel like he's really saying that.
Believe that.
Yeah, he truly believes it. So like,
no, I don't look stupid. Well, guess what? You guys all paid to see me, so you're stupid. Get the fuck out of here, Sheamus. Really?
Yeah. So Sheamus refers to Sami Zayn as a cheap knockoff of himself.
Because they both have red hair. Hey.
Because they're both Irish, right? And they both have the same style, right? And they both have mohawks, right? No. Fucking no. What?
God.
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
Like, why would he fucking say that? Who told him to say that? No idea who wrote that script for him.
Awful. So here comes Sammy, right? And Sammy's aggro as fuck right out the gate. Like, he's comes out of nowhere, getting some pretty stiff strikes in, you know. And they actually, I don't know if you guys caught this, they actually botched a couple of moves. They called...
No, it was kind of in and out during Raw.
They called the White Noise the Irish Curse. And they called the Blue Thunder the Michinoku Driver. They called those...
Did they now?
They did. Yeah, they actually called those super wrong.
The Blue Thunder's not even close to Michinoku.
I know, which I don't know what happened there, but yeah, they definitely fucked that up, so...
Really? He fucked up the Blue Thunder Bomb?
Yeah.
A common fucking spot.
Yeah, it's like one of his biggest spots. Yeah, all the time. And it's got a pretty memorable name, so it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's really funny because no one kicks out of the Blue Thunder Bomb. Ever.
Nope. Never.
Ever. No one's ever kicked out of that move.
Yeah.
It is the
never.
deal sealer.
Yeah. It's like the Falcon Arrow. Nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
No one fucking kicks out of the deal, man. So Sheamus and see, look, everyone out there, Nick watched this fucking match. Me and Anthony were not interested because the dude with a faux hawk is wrestling in this fucking match, and nobody cares.
I've been over Sheamus for years.
Best part about this match is when Byron Saxton looked at Sheamus when his fucking hair was like leaned over, kind of like fucking JoJo, and like he referred to him. He's like, Byron Saxton says, Sheamus does look stupid, maybe. I think he does look stupid. So Sheamus loses via distraction.
Yeah.
Because Cesaro had to return the favor.
Yep.
So onwards to something more important, or maybe not really. Actually, no, very important. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens.
Oh, that was great.
The best.
How many names did they give Tom Phillips? Like, they call him
so many names. They've never gotten his name right. They've never gotten his name right. And Chris Jericho is right when he says that Enzo does not have a certification.
Yeah.
Does not have a G certification from the G Association of America.
Wow.
He doesn't have a certification. So Chris Jericho, hats off to you, my friend. You are correct. Enzo does not have the proper documentation.
I appreciate that Chris Jericho did the proper legwork. I did a background check on Enzo Amore.
I think I'm willing to say that Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens is my favorite act on Raw at the moment. Like, there's a lot of shit going on Raw, but Chris Jericho is continuously entertaining.
You mean Jericho? Because that's apparently
sucked.
Yeah, that's apparently their name.
Dude, anything else on the planet Y2KO would have been cooler than Jericho.
Oh, no, it's gotta be Jericho, because, words and stuff.
Yeah.
WWE writing, I get it. Fucking Freddie Prinze Jr., I don't know if he's even still there anymore. Who knows? And Cesaro, then after that backstage segment, they announced, and fucking Mick Foley, Father Time, announces that Cesaro and Sheamus are gonna have a best of 7. So we're gonna see even more Sheamus and Cesaro.
Hey, because that's what we all want to see, more Sheamus.
And I remember saying to myself, I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I fucking knew that they were going to lead to this fucking some sort of blow-off series. I thought it was going to be 2 out of 3 falls. That was my initial thought, but I was close enough.
That would have been less grueling.
It would have been less grueling, but now we have to see 7 different matches. So everyone in the universe of the WWE can
we can have a showcase of all 5 of Sheamus' spots.
Yeah.
And it's going to go the full 7 because I don't think there's ever been a wrestling tournament best of that's been
it's just edited 4,
a sweep. There's never been actually there might have been a sweep in a 2 out of 3 falls, but I don't remember it ever happening, and I can't I can't think of one off the top of
And
my
there's
head.
no mercy rule, so strap in because we're going to see the whole damn thing.
And it's only going to be quality because of Cesaro. Because
Cesaro's going to carry hard, dude. Super hard,
Very bad. So next up, we have the New Day versus, I never thought I'd say this in my life, but the Dudleys, who were in a squash, kind of.
Yeah, they got fucked up quick. Yeah,
they got rid of the Dudleys pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I guess Bubba and Devon are like
glorified enhancement now. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, not only that, but I guess Bubba's kind of realizing that he's pretty shit with Devon because he got pretty fucking aggy at the end of that fucking match. So like he's just staring at Devon on the fucking mat. And I don't know where they're gonna go with that, but trust me, WWE, if there's anyone that works for WWE that just might happen to come across this, fucking do not put them against each other. Like that is the one thing that would get skipped over constantly.
Oh, you know that's happening.
Please,
because I mean it happens to every tag team.
Begging them not to do this shit because I really don't care. That brother
unless you're the Young Bucks, it doesn't happen to the Young Bucks. It happens to every other tag team.
I do not care for brother Devon to go up against fucking Bubba Ray again, like in 03. Fuck that shit. Or 02, I'm sorry, I got my years wrong.
And they'll come back together and they'll reform the Aces and Eights and
bullshit.
I love that.
The best part about this match was the doctors.
No,
Gallows and Anderson.
Oh wow!
Putting a fucking egg in the microwave. I love this shit.
That's the second best. That's the second best thing.
Second best act on Raw.
Jericho Owens, the doctors.
The doctors of Ballaholics.
Yeah.
Fucking trying to crush nuts left and right and talking about testes and whatnot. and a lot of different testicle innuendos going on with these promos. And they're phenomenal, but needless to say, New Day and Gallows and Anderson. So, are they going to have Big E at SummerSlam? Or is this going to be Big E?
It depends on how his nuts feel.
I hope so, because they're not nearly as good without Big E.
No.
We talked about
Big E is. I never
Big
thought.
E is the glue that.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this, but Big E's actually the mouthpiece of that team. Like, he does the promos.
He does, yeah.
I mean, they all do their fair share of the promos, but the stuff that Big E does is generally the best.
His shit gets over, like the whole New Day Rocks thing.
And it's funny watching a really large man gyrate in a ridiculous costume.
And I'm pretty sure he's the one that does the intro in the background, right? Where they're like, right before they come out, he does that. So without him there, that's not
Otherwise, it's just a couple of brothers with braids just doing their thing, you know? Like, it's not a...
I mean, they could carry themselves. The New Day gimmick is over enough that no one's gonna, like, really get mad. But if Big E's not...
But Big E's he's the big part.
Yeah, if Big E ever, like, up and left that team,
Big
they would
E's
be
always in the center, like, doing his thing, like, dancing, shaking it and all that. It's hilarious.
And not doing lower pecs ever. He's a strictly upper pecs guy.
He's a strict incline guy.
For all the workout, for all the fucking meatheads out there that understand that.
Strict incline guy.
Strictly, very strictly incline. So next up we have Brock Lesnar and fucking Paul Heyman. And the reason why I say it that way is because this fucking promo...
Alright, hold on.
But the hottest free agent in sports entertainment comes out.
Hold on, okay. So first of all, Brock was really genuinely enjoying the Suplex City chants.
Yeah.
Like, if you saw his face, he was digging it. He's like, wow, these guys are actually, like, chanting for me. This is sick. You know, he had a smile. He was, like, looking around. The pop... when Brock actually took the mic after Heath comes out.
Yeah, because no one expected him to talk.
Dude, I feel like I haven't heard Brock Lesnar cut a promo in like 10 years. It's been a long time.
They're doing that thing with Randy Orton.
I know. I mean, like, Brock actually, like, talking to, like, Order Raw. It's been a long time.
Yeah, he's not really much of a talker. He's more of an eye. Like,
he's a strong silent type. That's why he has a mouthpiece. Yeah. So, like, the pop was, like, super real when he actually took the mic. They was like, oh, shit, Brock's gonna talk. So, the whole thing was great because he's talking about his kids and how it's his last chance. And Brock's like, all right, I can appreciate that. You know, you got kids, I got kids. Why don't you come on into the ring, okay? So, he steps to the ring and all that. And then Brock tells him, I don't give a shit about your kids.
Best part. Fucking amazing.
Which, from what I heard, that was, like, completely unscripted. Like, that was just Brock being Brock. And that was...
He's got it
nobody
like
knew
that,
he was
man.
going to do it. He does have it like that.
He fucking could do whatever he wants.
He's literally calling the shots.
Brock Lesnar could literally
take steroids and not get suspended.
Yes.
Yeah, what happens at 30 days?
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that later on, but...
Not when those Suplex City shirts are selling.
I guess he didn't take Adderall, so, I mean...
Nope, didn't take Addy. Doesn't take Addy. But Lesnar could get away with virtually anything, because if Vince ever approaches him about something, he's going to go, well, you could either let me say shit on TV or not have me at all. Your fucking choice. And Vince goes, okay, Brock, do whatever you want.
So he hits Heath with 2 Germans and an F5, and then they continue cutting the promo, okay? So Heyman gets back with him, like, he's calling this the Summer of the Conqueror. He's saying that the Beast is in heat.
Yeah.
Okay, which, that's suspect as hell. Like, what does that mean?
Very weird.
He's going to hump Randy Orton.
Does like, Brock need to be spayed? Like, what does that even mean? You know?
I feel like he would have to be neutered.
I'm just saying, I don't think we gotta understand. He's in heat, so he's got to get spayed. You know, they're gonna spay him in the Broctagon because that's a thing.
I was having a conversation with one of my friends after I saw this promo, and when he asked me about the Lesnar Heyman promo, I literally said, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, holy fuck, it dragged on, and Heyman literally repeated himself, and I'm guessing that's his gimmick. I'm guessing his gimmick is to be annoying, to have that same sort of constant, that's his shtick.
Yeah.
But,
they're
holy
supposed
hell.
to get heat, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was laying I watched the Hulu version of this, but I actually had the chance to watch this on cable. For this Raw, and I was laying down watching this shit, and I fucking felt like it lasted 30 minutes. Like, I was like, wow, this is dragging on too long. I get it, Brock Lesnar's gonna be at SummerSlam, wonderful. Alright, fucking get out of the ring and go off. Because, I mean, I don't really cared because of Heath Slater, because Heath Slater is the hottest free agent in sports entertainment
there's
right
nobody
now.
Better.
This guy's phone is ringing off the fucking hook right now. I mean,
Ring of Honor's calling him. And
Dana White.
Yeah.
Everybody's calling this guy, trying to get a hold of him, because Heath Slater has children. 7, 4, something like that.
And a nice above-ground pool.
An above-ground pool. And above-ground pools are not cheap.
Nope.
Okay, for the kids out there listening, they're not very cheap at all. So after this promo, after these fucking assholes get out of the ring and fucking finally go away, I'm sorry. I know Paul Heyman is one of the greatest ever, and ECW, and blah, 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 but fuck, man, this guy is killing me with these fucking promos, and I'd rather just hear Brock Lesnar say, I'm going to win, and then walk out of the ring and not be heard from again until the pay-per-view, whatever. So I'm so glad, and I guess I'm just a bitter guy nowadays, because I'm glad I watched the Hulu version of Raw, because I got to not see the Enzo promo. Thank God, because I'm sick and tired of fucking Enzo.
The best part of that promo was when they referred to Kev and Jericho as pieces of Canadian bacon. That was literally the best part of that whole thing.
I feel like
he didn't miss much.
Thank you.
I would have liked to have seen that. I mean, I'm a little upset that they didn't show that on Hulu, but whatever.
No, fuck that. Nick, thank you for Nick, for everyone out there listening, me and Anthony are Hulu guys, so we won't be covering everything, or we'll miss something.
These guys watch the abridged version.
Yes.
I actually sit down on Monday night and watch all 3 hours.
Nick is a saint because he actually endures this shit.
There's 7 hours
3
of
hours.
WWE coverage. Some of it's bullshit. I don't want to wade through all that.
Yeah, no, I watch the whole thing, and I sit there and pay attention, and
So if I ever kind of skip over something or don't see anything, Nick is going to have my back and fill me in on the garbage.
Generally, it's not important. We probably shouldn't be talking about it anyway. So
yeah, more than likely. So that's why I'm glad we watched the Hulu version, because I don't want to give a fuck about Enzo Amore's entrance anymore. So Kevin Owens and Big Ass have a match.
And this Friday, this is Big Ass.
twice. By the way, I can't wait for this whole Jericho thing to like culminate in Jericho turning on Kev the same way that the whole Y2AJ thing did.
Yeah.
This is Y2AJ all over again. You know, at the end of this, Jericho's gonna be like, "Well,
this
I'm
is
still
so
a
much more
dick."
fun.
Yeah, and then he's gonna turn on Kev, and hopefully Kev beats his ass because fuck Jericho. But go on.
I do love Kevin Owens, so I would like to actually see that.
Yeah.
Match ends in a disqualification because who cares about Raw matches?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that these guys, these four guys, have kind of understood that you can have a match on Raw. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. It's a tag match on pay-per-view, so what does it matter? So, sorry about that. Roman and Rusev have a fight backstage near catering. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
What the fuck?
It got kind of stiff.
There's a lot of stuff that happens in catering. So.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, those sandwiches just make everyone pissed off, so that's the time. I like how my man got thrown onto a table, didn't go through it.
Didn't go through it. He went through the food, though. He went through the food,
yeah. I mean...
When you go through salami...
That's. I mean, I guess that's karma for Lana and the cake and all that. And how's it feel? But yeah, didn't go through the table.
They have a pretty legit fight back. And I don't know, maybe I didn't know anything about this, but I saw Roman. I noticed it. I don't know if it happened last week or if it was noticeable this week to me at least that Roman had like a black eye, sort of. He had like a sort of like a bruise that was healing. I don't know if that happened on a live event. Who knows? But these guys have fight near catering. They mess up a bunch of salami, and salami's great. I don't know why they did this. And so now the reason why
salami lives matter.
The reason why I chuckled right before I said that is because Anthony pointed out that on my notes I wrote another Seth Rollins boring ass promo, and yes. I wrote that down. What were you pointing to?
You wrote down Alicia 316.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
well, anyways, Seth Rollins had another boring ass promo.
You skipped ahead a little bit.
Not really. Oh, we're happy.
Okay, so nothing too crazy. Primetime players. For the love of God.
It wasn't on the Hulu version.
Yeah.
Wasn't on the Hulu version. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
so we didn't get to witness the millions of dollars.
Sorry, I watched the full fucking show. Well, yeah, they came out and they had a little reunion and they had a match against Primo and Epico, which thank God they didn't get an entrance. Those guys were in the they were
Shining
they
came back from
commercial break. The Shining Stars were in the ring when we came back from commercial break, and I'm really glad because that gimmick is shit and they're shit, and I'm just happy that
why are we talking about this?
I'm happy that they're jobbing like they should. Yeah. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because Titus sat Darren Young out pretty nicely with the Clash of the Titus. It was actually a pretty good spot. He did it very cleanly.
Wait, it was them versus the.
It was, but then at the end,
didn't they have that fucking? Didn't he turn them last week too?
Yeah. So you would wonder why would they do it again? I don't know.
Oh my god!
What?
Sure. They teamed them up. They teamed up again.
Yeah, right before Jinder Mahal's match. Yeah, they did
the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow, they cut a lot out of Raw.
They do cut a lot out, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm glad. I don't care about any of this shit.
Why would I want to see any of that? Like.
No, all right. So when does the Seth Rollins promo happen?
Okay, so like Jinder Mahal has a match against Neville or whatever. Neville hits a really nice spiral tap off the fucking top rope to the floor. It's pretty sweet. Right after that, Seth gets in the ring and he calls out Finn. Okay, he's like talking all this shit, saying I'm the face of your failure, blah blah blah. Where's the Demon King? This is gonna happen. And then like the whole time I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is literally 6 days before Finn's like big. I mean, I'm not saying this is his in-ring debut, but this is his big in-ring debut. You know, we've seen this guy wrestle twice in one night.
Demon Kings.
This is the Demon King's debut. So 6 days before Demon King's debut, I'm thinking to myself, there's literally no way they're going to actually show his entrance before.
Yeah, and of course they blow it,
and they do it. So they burn Finn's entrance. They actually have him come out full garb, full makeup. The Demon King. He crawls down the ramp, does the whole deal. Yeah. Okay,
it's like when they put the main event of a pay-per-view and like tag matches like the 3 Monday Night Raws beforehand. Don't give away the main event.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, like Finn's entrance is arguably the coolest thing about his character.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's what puts asses in the seats. That's what sells the merch. Is the fact that this guy's entrance is Undertaker-esque in length, and it's a big.
I wouldn't go that
okay,
far.
maybe not. Maybe
Undertaker
not,
and
maybe
Taker's
maybe not that long.
Dude,
but
the Undertaker's entrance is longer than this show.
Maybe, yeah, probably, but
he still hasn't gotten to the ring yet.
It still like catches like a similar level of drama with the lights, the effects, and everything else. It's a sweet entrance, and instead of saving that for, I mean, okay, let's face it, all right. They've had 33 days to build this match. Okay, from the draft to actual SummerSlam. The draft was the 19th, right? To SummerSlam this weekend. They've literally had about a month to build this guy. Okay, they're going to go ahead 6 days beforehand and tease his entrance and just blow the whole thing. For if you don't know who Finn Balor is, if you're a casual and you don't know anything about Finn Balor, they pretty much let the cat out of the bag now.
Because I bet you the logic behind it is they want people to subscribe to the network.
I suppose, and I mean that sounds good in a boardroom meeting on paper, but if
for like the show, it's awful.
For the show, like you basically just took all the wind out of the sails for this match. You know, just because you showed the Demon King early.
I mean, I don't think all the wind out of the sails, but it's not. It makes the appearance the first time seeing it on SummerSlam. Less cool.
And I'm sure that his SummerSlam appearance is going to be even more extravagant and ridiculous, which is why so is Undertaker-esque, because I'm sure at the pay-per-view it's going to be even more outrageous.
Yeah.
But still, they shouldn't have shown that at all. Like they should have just let him come out with the leather jacket, do the real rock and roll thing, and just get in Seth's face like that.
Yeah, because I see it from two different ways. I see it as a fan. And like back in the day, back in the WWF days, they would, they wouldn't really give away anything. I mean, they give away, like you said, the tag matches.
Yeah.
But they would try to keep away the guys in matches on pay-per-views because we all know we wanted to see them kick their ass.
You know what? I actually had a conversation like this the other day. That's why I said like they rarely would you have the main event guys in a pay-per-view wrestle before the actual pay-per-view.
Yeah, because you're practically giving it away for free.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, then again, the WWE Network's only $10, but still, that's on a platform, that's on a paid platform. You're paying to watch it, technically.
Yeah.
But, like you said, from a fan perspective, you completely fucking just dropped the ball on this big demon. They were hyping the Demon King up, and it was supposed to be this alternate, identity and this whole big myth and all this shit.
They spent 3 weeks with media packages and promos building up this dichotomy between Finn Balor and the Demon King. Like it's supposed to be a whole different animal. And then they just go ahead and just burn his entrance, at what was this, was it like a 10 o'clock thing? You know, halfway through the show,
If I was writing this shit, I would have at least just gave a video package or something.
Something like that.
Something that was not in person. Something that was like...
Maybe you could have put them in different matches and had them show up and maybe interfere, but not actually have matches, and... I would have built it that way.
Here's the way I thought it would have went down. I thought Seth would have came out like he did, called him out, and then maybe the lights would have went out, and then maybe Finn would have came on a Titantron in the paint. But not with the full headdress and everything. Maybe painted up and says some stuff to him, but you're not going to tease the entrance.
Yeah.
Have him come through via satellite or something. You don't actually have the guy come out.
Phone it in.
And do the whole thing,
Do the whole rock via satellite.
Yeah, I didn't think they'd actually legit have his entrance.
Yeah, they essentially blew a special ability.
Yeah, Finn comes out, he blows his whole load before the match, and now we're all like, what the hell? So he comes out. They have a little stare down. It's kind of cool. You got the holy shit chant. You have a "this is awesome" chant for anything even happens. Yeah. And then they actually then Rollins hits him. And they have an exchange of strikes, which is actually pretty sweet. I mean, Rollins looked strong, and that's good. Like, they didn't just let Finn come out and just whip Seth's ass.
Yeah.
You know, like, he came out...
He got a couple punches in it.
The whole build to this match is that, like, these guys are very evenly matched. You know, they have similar spots, they have a similar build, they have a kind of similar background because they're both former NXT champions. So, and Seth's been positioning Finn as a lesser version of himself, so it was kind of cool to see that. Like, they exchanged kick spots. You know, like, Seth hits him with the step-up enziguri, and then Finn returns with the Pele. So they exchange some spots, and then Finn teases not one, but both of his finishers, because he gets him up for the Bloody Sunday, which they're calling the 1916 now. Yeah. And he also tried to hit him with the coup de grace, and then Seth escaped and all that. Coup de grace, fine, because he does that all the time. I don't know if they should have teased the 1916, though.
Just because he's using it a lot lately in matches.
Has he hit it yet? Like, cause he only had
NXT was using it.
Oh no, in NXT for sure. But I mean, like, we haven't seen it yet on Raw. So I mean, we've seen the coup de grace. Like, we know he's going to stop you from the top. Yeah. And I mean, Demon King Finn Balor does have a slightly more aggressive moveset, so you're going to see that like double stomp to the back of the head. You're going to see it to a couple different, like, a couple different angles and stuff. You might even see it like outside the apron, but you rarely see him actually go for the Bloody Sunday. No. So for him to like tease that, I don't know if I agree with that. I probably would have saved that.
I think it's fine if he teases it. You just can't hit it.
No, obviously he can't hit it. He can't hit any of his finishers. But
no,
I don't even think they should have teased it. Honestly, really? just because now you're going to see it coming when he sets up for it.
Now, because I understand this whole reveal of the Demon King was probably to garner more buys for the WWE Network. Obviously, this is what it's for.
For sure.
Now, for you guys, because I know what I would say. Obviously, I would hold it off till SummerSlam because that's what we're building towards.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to not do it that way.
Yeah. Would it be more beneficial to hype it up and say this shit is no joke, don't fuck with the Demon King, blah, 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 then drop it at SummerSlam, or show the casuals exactly what we're talking about so they could ooh and ah and then go, I want to see more of that at SummerSlam. What will work more?
I think
is the question here.
If you want to put out a quality product, you can't hold the audience hand through the whole thing. You have to let them see it like when it's supposed to be seen, and you have to
timing.
Take our word on it. It's coming, and you can't show your hand early. I think it's
there was a lot
it takes a little bit of the juice out of the match for me.
Yeah. Agreed. The hype is crushed, and that was why the product back in 2000, 2001, 2002, or even in the late 90s, why it was good is because WWF at the time hyped something up, they established something, but they never gave it away. Yeah. There was always something in the way, there was always something there. So they made you, and even after the pay-per-views were done, on Raw, they would never show live footage of the pay-per-views. It was always still shots. Yeah. It made it more, like when we were kids, it made it more, wow, I really need to watch this on pay-per-view, because if I don't watch it on pay-per-view, I'm not going to see.
You feel like
I don't want to see pictures.
So much.
So hyping it up, if this was 2001 and they did this, if you hyped it up and said, don't fuck with this guy. If you fuck with him, he's really good. You don't want to see what this guy looks like. Yeah. You're going to go, wow, this motherfucker's going to come out with like a human head or some shit. Like there's going to be something, but to blow it on Raw, I see it from two different perspectives. I wouldn't have done it that way, but
I mean, I know they want to get the buys, but you can't. It's not good.
You can't hype something up and then just give it away practically on Raw. So
I completely agree, and they showed. I feel like they've shown enough of the Demon King persona through the actual media packages, because like you've seen him, like you see what he looks like, and if you don't know what he looks like, well, shit, man, it's only $9.99. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see his entire body of work so far. So they like, it was definitely a bad move on their part, I feel, to give all of that away
too quick.
Yeah, I think they should have teased it a little more, and like maybe when Seth was cutting a promo, the lights would go out and the theme would hit, but he would never actually come out.
That would be cool.
And give a little more like serious like fear aspect to it, like. Yeah, the Demon King is really going after Seth.
Yeah, they
Except
should
it's
have.
kind of on the run.
They should have made it more of a video, like I don't know, like Seth being chased or like walking
Give
around.
like a horror aspect to it.
Yeah, like weird,
It would
like
have done really well, and it would have really set the anticipation of this matchup.
Because again, they've only had a month to build this guy, and now the brand split. It's not like they have like 8 shows in the month to build. They have 4 shows.
Yeah.
You know, they just have Raw, so you can they only have but so much to work with. So they could have got away with they could have got away with a minimalist approach to this.
Yeah.
They could have just done it through media packages. They could have just done it through interviews. You know, they didn't have to just come out less than a week before this thing goes off and like spill the beans, you know? Like they had every opportunity to do it right, and instead they decided to pretty much give the whole thing away. But I mean, let's see. Who knows? Maybe when he actually does come out on SummerSlam, like his entrance will be so wild that it'll make what happened on Raw
like I said,
nothing. You know,
dude's got to come
the
out.
match is gonna be good, so
it's gonna be good regardless.
Don't have to worry about that.
Dude's got to come out with a human head, man. I mean, there's really nothing else he can do now.
If his takeover stuff is any indicator, he'll come out on some wild shit. You know, because I've seen this guy rev a chainsaw and shit. You know, like he's pretty big on props and gimmicks and stuff.
I don't want WWE creative to really listen to this so they could get any good ideas. But if he comes out with worms in his mouth, that'll be really over.
Oh man, and maybe a big clock around his neck, right?
I'm not saying the boogeyman would work out in this situation, but I'm saying the boogeyman would work out in this situation.
I'm pretty sure that guy was at Kmart like a few years ago, like, giving out autographs for like $20 a pop.
What an asshole! Why would he do that?
No, he was
the next Virgil.
The boogeyman. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from the Demon King, we have Charlotte. I popped Anthony with this on my paper. Charlotte versus Alicia 316.
Fox Fear, drink beer.
That will never die for me. And Alicia Fox. I
didn't even know she still worked for the company. I was
aware because I see her on
She got drafted.
Total Divas all the time, but she, for me at least, when I would watch her in the ring, Alicia Fox is not a bad worker at all. She's really not a bad worker. She can move. Yeah. She can actually like wrestle, and she could hit a scissors kick pretty good.
She's actually pretty athletic.
Yeah, so like it was really weird to see her on TV. Obviously, Charlotte got the squash. Sasha was on commentary, and Sasha. I don't want to talk about her tights, but I'm going to talk about her tights. They were phenomenal, and they were actually like a pretty good outfit for her.
Yeah,
it was great. It was great, and without sounding like a pervert, it looked phenomenal on her.
That was a good call by Wardrobe. Good call.
Yeah.
Yes, very good call, and so I guess the whole Dana Brooke being scolded by Charlotte is out the window now because Dana Brooke helped her out. Was that like a ploy to like?
I don't know. That was really weird, and that's the second time they did that. Where like it looked kind of like they were going to break up the whole Charlotte Dana thing, and then Dana ended up still being down like at the end of it. You know.
So that begs the question: why cut a promo in the back and waste everyone's time? And then they're like, "Oh no, Dana's about to not." She just got scolded by the popular.
I really thought it was going to be the end of heel Dana. Like I actually felt kind of bad. I'm like, oh Dana, like that's not cool. You know, like she's doing her best, and then she comes out and helps out anyway. And I'm like, oh okay.
Well, in real life, things don't always dissolve right away. So maybe there'll be more spots where she comes in and messes things up, and it'll eventually become a bigger thing.
Essentially, Dana was in the back, and she's like, "Whoa, this sucks. She doesn't like me." And then it's like, haha, everyone, fuck all of you. I'm actually so chill.
We're still
with
cool.
Charlotte.
I'm still waiting for Dana to break away and do her own singles thing so she can have some actual merch. That would be cool. I'd like a Dana Brooke.
That would be cool, but no one cares about Dana Brooke. So,
wow. Except for this guy.
So immediately following,
I'm alright with Dana. So
following this, I don't know if anything else happened aside from the Braun Strowman promo.
No,
Did anything happen? So the Braun Stroganoff promo happens.
Wow.
And I would just like to point out about this stupid ass video package. So essentially, you're promoting a guy who's got to be 6'7".
He's 6'8". He's 6'8", 385. Yeah.
6'8". All right, 6'8", 385. So this guy's fucking massive, okay?
Huge.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to do something with him because Vince has a hard-on for big guys. That's chill, man. No problem there. But if you're going to hype this man up, and this is what I've always had a problem with squashes, like when they did the whole Ryback thing when he was squashing people left and right every week on SmackDown. Like, you cannot sell to me a man who's 6'8", 385 squashing guys who are 90 pounds wet.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
That shit is preposterous.
No, not at all. That's not a strong build. Just feeding him a chain of jobbers, you know, like because it's so
Fucking
obvious.
Nobody's.
At least give him a jobber with size if you're gonna do that.
Yeah. Exactly. If you're gonna job this guy, or I mean, if you're gonna job other people to this guy, if you're gonna feed him, quote unquote, you need to feed him talent.
Something with substance, yeah.
Talent that is there. I don't even give a fuck if it's Neville, okay? Neville is like a competitor. If you are getting Joe No-One's off the local fucking hero off the street to take on a fucking 6'8" man.
You don't want to hurt the talent you have. You just call in local indie guys that have size to them.
But dude, you see the guys he's going up against? Why would you book that? That's like 3 fucking weight classes below him.
Well, yeah, don't do that, but find guys with size out there that they can throw in the ring.
I get it. Like, they want to make him look really, really strong. So let's put him against some small guys and let him, like, throw him around.
That doesn't make him look strong.
I know it doesn't, but I mean, that's the idea. It's like, oh, we could put him in the ring with, like, a guy who's 100 pounds soaking wet, and he just ragdoll him and, like, throw him
That's not showing his talent.
Yeah. No,
that's just
not.
showing him being a bully.
Yeah. Well, that's how they're
pointing out the obvious.
Well, yeah, that's how they're trying to build him, you know, as, like, this big, like, angry heel, unstoppable
That's
guy.
great. It's been done before.
Well, yeah,
plenty of time.
Make him seem more relevant by putting him have him squash a guy with size.
If you want to put someone for him to squash in the ring, personally, now this is just my personal opinion, you call up Isaac Yankem.
Wow. I was actually just thinking that, like,
call him up, get some old gimmicks to come through. I don't give a fuck. Call Simon Dean. I don't give a fuck. Someone who we all know. Feed him somebody that we care about at least a little bit. If you're gonna feed him fucking dudes off of the block who've literally had 2 wrestling matches, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't show him. It doesn't.
The local Corpus Christi.
It could be anybody. Give him like Curtis Axel or something. Somebody. Anybody.
Something.
Like,
someone on the fucking roster. Someone that's getting a paycheck. I get what Anthony's saying. You want to expose guys locally. Yeah, that's cool. It helps them out.
Yeah.
But for the character Braun Strowman, you're not doing much. You're just essentially promoting him as a bully that could throw around guys. Obviously, guys that you could throw around. It's not competition.
Yeah.
But anyways, fuck Braun Stroganoff. I almost fucking said Stromoff because I read Stroganoff on my fucking paper. Who cares? Anyways, so we have Roman Reigns versus Rusev, and here we go right back to the idea of blowing matches and blowing things that you've set up for pay-per-view.
Stop giving away your pay-per-view.
6 days before SummerSlam.
It is terrible, and they didn't even do it tag team style. Like, they legit just had a singles match.
No.
Yeah, so it's literally the same match that'll happen.
Same exact match. However, it's for Lana's
it's for Lana's honor.
Lana's
So
honor
it's
in a bull
deal.
match. Exactly.
And for what it's worth, this was like low key a good match. Like they actually they actually put on a show. Like, okay, couple things. First of all, rest in peace Roman's beard, alright?
Oh, yeah.
Roman came back.
His fucking Addy beard.
Roman came back off of the suspension with like a sweet prison beard, you know? Like, he's been out of the game for a little while. He came back looking rugged. He's back to the strap.
Shaved it.
Rest in peace Roman's beard.
Never forget.
RIP 2016 to 2016.
Right? The thing that I appreciate most about this match is the fact that Rusev got so over. Alright? There was a couple different chants. Like, there were kids trying to start a Rusev Mosca chant. It didn't really go over, but there was a thank you Rusev chant when he was doing his spot off of the second rope. There was there was basically they had that whole let's go Roman, which Roman got a little love, and then a Rusev crush chant to like follow up. It was like, you know, let's go Roman, Rusev crush. And I'm like, oh shit, like Rusev's actually getting over.
And this is actually like a kind of fun rivalry. I enjoy what's going on here.
Yeah, and
I just wish they wouldn't give it away before the
Now hold on a second. Yes, we berated the whole giving away matches on pay-per-view, and I said that deep down, yeah, this is kind of stupid because you're building towards this. But at the same time, I have to kind of give respect because usually, a lot of times in wrestling, guys go, well, fuck the pay-per-view, let me kick your ass right now. And it's usually like, ho-ho, not tonight. Rusev's like, yo, bro, come at me tonight.
Yeah.
And Roman's like, shit, you got it, big guy. I guess fought. That never, ever happens on Raw, where a guy says, we got a pay-per-view match, but fuck you, we're fighting tonight. Right. Sure, you got it.
And I guess they're not like the main event, so it's a little more forgivable. But
I also think the reason why that happened is because Rusev is not the Miz, where the Miz is kind of like a cowardly sort of running away type heel.
Yeah.
Rusev is a heel, but he will fucking fight anybody.
Yeah.
Like he will fucking protect the honor of Lana, whatever it costs.
I also appreciate the fact that Rusev is one of the few champions that like consistently wears his belt every time he comes out.
All the time.
My man always has
around his waist
every time he comes out. Good for him.
He's pretty fucking good, man. I mean, this guy is actually
I'm
like
just
main event
excited
quality.
that he's actually getting over. Like, there's fucking Rusev chants.
Yeah.
There have never been Rusev chants.
People
right?
like Rusev before. Like, he was over as a heel. Like the whole thing with John Cena was great.
Yeah.
And then they put the belt on John Cena.
Yeah, but it was like at the time it was like super like un-American. Like it was like Putin was in the thing still in his tight trust though. Like
Rusev, if they take the whole Bulgarian Brute, I mean, not the Bulgarian Brute gimmick, so to speak, but the whole stigma of having to stick him in some sort of nationality, like, issue where he's the United States champion, but he's from Bulgaria, so he's gonna spit on everyone because they're American. Yeah. Like, I get why they do that. He's a perfect, like, weapon for that, but at the same time, this guy's naturally good, and he's a good wrestler. He could float without needing that stigma of, I'm a Bulgarian Brute, your country sucks ass. Like, it gets boring.
I kind of hope he goes over Roman at SummerSlam. Like, I kind of hope he retains.
So do I. I kind of
over as hell, and
I know. Finn and Rollins are having this little thing for the Rule of the Universe title, but I kind of want Rusev in the title picture because this guy's really fucking good.
Give him time. I'm sure he'll find his way.
Well, he'd have to drop the U.S. title then if he's going to be in the title picture.
Yeah, but this guy deserves.
Not necessarily. I mean, it's been held for all.
He could be undisputed champion.
I guess you're right.
So, but also that kind of Roman winning, in my mind, gives away the fact that now Rusev's going to win at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, he was able to rope break the Accolade, which doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen very often. Not since Cena have I seen some shit like that. You know, like usually.
And of course, you're gonna make like your bigger guys do that to make them look strong.
Absolutely, and he's Roman. I mean, we've seen this guy kick out of not one but two styles clashes. You know what I'm saying? Like Roman has been built super strong. So if it was gonna break the Accolade, he's going to. But I see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Like that's a tease and a half.
Yeah, and credit to now that we're bringing up a little older matches. Credit to Roman Reigns. He's actually been having a string of good matches.
He has
lately.
He's been since he's come back. He's been
AJ Styles.
Anything that people said against him, he's fixed. Seems like he's fixed it all.
He's doing it. Yeah.
I mean, if he's not carrying the match, he's working with the guy that's carrying the match. Yeah. So Roman Reigns has been doing a pretty good job.
And by the way, since he won the match for Lana's honor, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it means my man Roman's going to smash.
Yeah. I mean, Roman gets a chance at the under the skirt. Yeah. So is that how that worked?
I mean,
is that the stipulation?
Right? I don't know. I don't know how that.
You get to
it was for his wife's honor, so I mean, no matter what happened, Rusev's getting cucked out regardless. So, you know.
Interesting point of view. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So Rusev is definitely probably going to win at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And that's how Raw ends. So
the pop that Roman got for winning, fans really getting behind him.
They're getting behind him because he's not being shoved in.
Yeah.
And he's more like I've said this before in the last episode. He's more natural now.
Yeah.
He's not forced to say the corporate main event thing because he's carrying the company. He's just kind of rolling with the punches and just being him in the fucking United States title picture, which is technically the only real world kind of world title that Raw has at the moment for now. But
that'll all be different in 2 days.
That'll all be different in 2 days. So that ends Raw. So SmackDown, we have it opens up with the contract signing with Randy Orton, and Shane offers him the contract, And that begs the question, why did they fucking sign this contract weeks ago? Why is it taking this long to sign the contract?
I don't know, but Randy caught an apple with his pecs, and that was kind of cool.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, good for him.
And Heath Slater, the hottest free agent in all of sports entertainment.
Yeah.
And I also have another question for you guys. If he's the hottest free agent in sports entertainment, why isn't he entertaining deals from Ring of Honor?
I know, or New
PWG,
Japan.
New Japan, Chikara? Why is he on Raw and
CZW?
SmackDown? Whoa. Wait a second.
Hey.
Oh, we're not in the business of talking about shit wrestling.
Could you imagine Heath Slater in a death match? Like,
But what about
busting,
Dragon Gate?
Dragon Gate USA, which is not even really anymore. Defunct.
PG USA.
But
I
yeah,
think he's too big to go for a regular Dragon Gate.
I mean, if I was a free agent, I would be touring everywhere to try to look for work. This guy's just been on Raw and SmackDown.
So
Heath,
weird.
you gotta step it up, Heath.
Don't limit yourself, man.
Right?
There are many options out there.
Do not limit yourself. Go after the indies, bro.
Talk to your boy Cody. He's been tearing it up.
He has. And so Slater shows up with a gift basket for with some fruit and shit for fucking Shane and D-Bry. And that's it. I don't remember anything from that promo other than like the match being set and Heath being over. He's over with the SmackDown crowd. He was over with the SmackDown crowd.
I do kind of like his free agent shirt. I do.
Yeah, he shows up with the fruit basket, and I remember like the crowd popped pretty fucking hard for Heath Slater. This guy might be getting over with this whole free agent gimmick. Whatever.
They're still gonna never do anything with him.
Probably not.
Probably not.
So then we have another episode of Ms. TV.
And Maurice refers to Mr. Mike Mizanin as Da Miz because she's French. So from now on, he will be referred to as Da Miz from me. And there's an episode of Ms. TV that gets cut short by fucking Dean Ambrose. And he comes out in jeans again.
He's always going to be in jeans.
This guy needs tights from like any fucking lucha website
He's
on
like
the planet.
a walking Levi's commercial.
God
It is
damn,
what it
him
is.
and Bret Favre.
HighSpots.com and you get your gear there.
You heard that, Dean? You heard John Moxley? Get some fucking tights, dude.
Wow.
Just chill with this bullshit.
So then Dolph comes out, okay, talks his fair share of shit. He gets all like high strung and emotional like he always does. But
That was a good promo.
It was
a very good promo.
He said something that kind of caught my attention. He said that at the end of the day, Dean's going to be responsible for the push that puts him over the edge. My man said push. Now Dolph, this isn't Dolph's first time saying some kind of shoot stuff and using some industry terms.
Nah.
I don't think that was an industry term. I think that was just kind of like a real, like...
Yeah, I guess,
life
but still,
getting pushed over
he's
the edge.
like, you're going to be responsible for my push, you know, like, and I'm like, God damn it, Dolph. This is why they punished you, like, back in the day.
They've been a little more.
They've been a little more, like, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Their kayfabe is not real anymore.
Kayfabe is dead.
I'm just
Kayfabe
saying.
has gone the way of chivalry.
I know, the internet and blah, 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 but it wasn't too long ago that, like, Dolph's YouTube antics got him in a little bit of trouble for, you know, being a little too real out there. So it was cool to like see shades of
Dolph's
that.
YouTube antics, like the time he got a blowjob from Leia when he stole Zack Ryder's HDMI cable.
Wow.
Shout out to Long Island.
The Long Island I see.
Man, what a great fucking series of videos.
First like 40, 50 episodes were great, and then it got on the WWE YouTube channel, and it was...
Naturally, creative brought it down. Anyways, so and this, I'm gonna go back to the Dolph Ziggler promo. This guy cut a promo from the bottom of his fucking nutsack. I mean, he brought it. His veins were popping out, and I like almost wanted to cry because like I felt like he fucking said that shit, and he said it, and he meant it, and then he kicked that son of a bitch in the face.
I love that he put the little polish and super kick on it.
Oh man, he kicked Brett Favre right in the fucking face.
Shades of Shawn Michaels.
Knocked him the fuck out because fuck guys that wear jeans to the fucking ring, man.
I feel like they're really, really like teasing the fact that he's going to win this thing, and I wholeheartedly believe that he is. Like, they're pushing it pretty hard, and I can see.
I don't know yet. I
don't see it. I don't see how that does anything.
So
I love Dolph, but
I don't see it either.
Why would they
especially
spend,
with the brand expansion?
Why would they spend so much time like, why would they spend so much like time and energy like pushing Dolph like this and just gonna have him lose?
But I don't.
I feel like
I don't think so.
I feel like he's the odds-on favorite to win this thing.
They've shown over and over again that they don't think Dolph's the guy. When you're really trying to push SmackDown Live,
but this is
why would you do it now?
This is a new era, Antonio. So
it is the new era.
Like the status quo is no more. You know, like we've seen Dean Ambrose as a champion. So I mean, maybe it's Dolph's time.
I would like to see that. I would really like to see Dolph win, but they've shown over and over again that they don't think he's the guy. I don't see why now would be any different.
I think the reason why Dolph deserves to be champion is because he wears wrestling gear. What the fuck? Why is this a fucking discussion?
All right.
Dean Ambrose, no, Nick, stop. Dean Ambrose wears jeans, dude. He wears Wranglers.
We get it.
Fuck that.
Let's move on.
Okay. So, anyway, The Miz ends up getting tossed powerbombed onto his own title by Apollo Crews, which
Creed.
was
It was supposed to be Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed never showed up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
We haven't seen Apollo
The
Creed.
Miz told me Apollo Creed was going to be there, and he fucking lied.
Apollo Crews fucking shows up. Boring. So they have their little thing go on, and Apollo Creed, who knows if that guy will ever show up. He's constantly booked. And then we have a big fucking tag match.
12-man tag. It's all the heels versus all the faces.
And I'm still not hyped about the Hype Bros.
Dude, they cut to commercial at the weirdest time during that. Like, just as all hell was breaking loose, like, they decided to cut to commercial, like, as shit was breaking down in the ring. And I'm like, well, that's, like, usually the most action-packed part of the match. Like, why would you cut now when everyone's...
Well, when they were all
you
fighting.
used to be able to go on the WWE app and watch during the commercial break, but you can't do that.
Yeah, they cut it when like everyone was in the ring, kind of throwing hands
going
and
nuts.
shit. And so the faces end up winning because
Very nice grand amplitude, by the way.
by the way, I just want to say, in the middle of all this fight, yeah, I know American Alpha's in there. Yeah, I know the Dissension's in there because
Ascension?
No, the Dissension because they haven't done shit in quite a while. But Breezango is still my favorite tag team, and I fucking love Tyler Breeze, and I fucking love this gimmick, and I love everything fuzzy, all fuzzy everything. So it was a very short match for how like large it was.
Yeah, that's very true.
And so we get greeted to Naomi, just covered in fucking glow.
Yeah.
And like she's really trying to like get this whole feel the glow thing out there.
I didn't know I was at E-Forest, man. Like, if I had known, I probably would have popped a Molly or something. Like, I was not prepared
People
for all
still
of that.
do that? That's still a thing.
It's still a thing.
It's still a thing. I love Naomi. I've always loved Naomi for obvious reasons, but it's good to see her kind of
About her large posterior.
yes, her rump.
We're talking about the fact that she comes out to Base Nectar now.
And so this broad is laced in fucking glow, and she's dancing and shaking her rump, and it is great. I'm loving it. I'm popped. I am popped in more ways than one.
Cool. I mean, I thought it was slightly over the top, but I mean, it's the first time she's doing it, so I mean, let her have her fun.
Yeah.
So then we are expecting Eva Marie's amazing entrance, and I don't
Or as
give a...
JBL calls her, Eva Marie.
Yeah, Eva Marie is making an appearance, and I just want to say, I know this Eva Marie thing is kind of ridiculous and it's over the top, but I love this gimmick.
Yeah.
I love it, and I'm fully, it's growing on me so fucking
She
much.
couldn't have gotten suspended at a better time.
Yeah, yes.
That is
yes.
true. That is true.
Yes, she got suspended at a very perfect time because she's all about not showing up and not doing anything.
I think while she's suspended, they should tease her music.
They should.
And then like just have her not come out. And just like do it every week and like make up some excuse why she can't be there. That'd be great.
They could do that. They could actually do that.
Turn this situation into like a promo for her.
Yes.
It'd be kind of cool.
And prolong her. I'm assuming she's supposed to wrestle at SummerSlam, but now because of the suspension, she's probably gonna wrestle at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Whenever that is. I think
Night of Champions, I think.
SmackDown. I think they're doing.
Oh, the No Mercy, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing No Mercy again.
Wasn't that a
So
64 game back
That
in the
was
day?
usually regarded as the best wrestling video game.
A super
is.
Sweet 64.
It is.
And it was
the best wrestling game. Still, I would rather play it than that.
I'm a WrestleMania 2000 guy, but I never played No Mercy as a kid. So
No Mercy was fucking phenomenal.
Amazing, yeah.
And I don't know how we got on that, but so Eva Marie's prolonged once again, and Naomi's just stuck in the middle of the ring, and they didn't really show what she did. They cut to the guys at the desk, but I'm assuming she shook her ass some more. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Del Rio and AJ Styles have a segment in the back, and I know you guys probably didn't even take note of this, but I did because I'm fucking Spanish, and Del Rio referred to AJ as ajota, and I had
I don't even know what that means.
I had a Spanish pop. I had a Spanish fucking pop.
Why don't you enlighten us, Jose, on what that means?
A means A, and jota means J. AJ.
Oh.
You called him AJ in Spanish.
Oh,
I
well, that was way less cool than I thought it was gonna be.
I thought he was going to call him something crazy.
No. Like I said, it was a Spanish pop, and you can't really appreciate that unless you're of Latin descent.
That's awesome.
A Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins is returning, apparently.
Kurt Hawkins is also Chuck Norris, apparently.
Yeah, apparently this guy, scares the shit out of the
Did you know
toilet.
that he counted to infinity twice?
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Did you know that he scares shit out of toilet? What a piece of garbage. Anyways, Brian Myers is coming back, everyone.
Hey.
Which I didn't think that he would ever come back. I like
Especially if anyone out there has never listened to his indie stuff, he did a lot of stuff with I can't remember the company name. The High Spots, highspots.com.
Yeah.
High Spots, he did a lot of interview sort of DVDs, and me and Anthony were on this kick where we like to watch him a lot. And all of a sudden he's coming back now.
But I mean, a lot of guys who've kind of had a negative run earlier in their careers at WWE are getting brought back because of the way that they're
extension.
Like Tommaso Ciampa, there's rumors that they're interested in Kenny Omega. I don't know if they'll ever get Kenny Omega because Kenny Omega's pretty outspoken about how shitty his experience was. But
yeah, there's
still
some
kind of
guys.
Kenny Omega's on top of the outside the WWE world right now.
And
just won G1, which I haven't seen yet, but I saw that he won. Can't wait to get on that.
And these guys need to hold it down for the Indies. They
Yeah.
really do, because the Indies was pretty over about a year ago. But now that all these guys showed up in the WWE,
Now the WWE signed them all.
Yeah,
I mean, there's still some guys out there. You got the Bucks, and you got the Briscoes, you got Jay Lethal, you got Kenny Omega, but
they'll never come. They'll never come over. They have too much. They have too much to lose.
I wouldn't say never, but
Who knows? Kurt Hawkins is coming back, so now we transport over to Randy Orton versus Heath Slater, and I guess if Heath wins this fucking match, he gets a contract
For the third week in a row.
For the third time in a row. Orton disposes of him, obviously, because he's got a match with Brock Lesnar in a couple days, so he can't lose.
I like how Orton hits him with a release German suplex and does Brock's taunt afterwards. That was
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Crowd,
I'm actually kind of excited for that match too.
A little bit.
And I'm normally not an Orton or really a Lesnar guy either, but
I hate how they're positioning it with the whole 15 years in the making thing.
Yeah.
Like they did with like they did with AJ Cena, 15 years in the making. They're doing the same gimmick for this match, and it's I'm pretty sure these guys have been in the ring before. They've
never had a heated rivalry on a main event.
No,
apparently.
But still,
Well, it's funny because in that promo, Paul Heyman stated that they're trying to make some sort of thing just because they were trained in OVW.
Yeah.
He's exactly right.
Yeah.
Why are they trying to get this over on us and just save Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar? You don't need to add 15 years in the making. You don't need to add that OVW. They were trained in OVW.
By the way, that OVW class, that was a pretty stacked class.
Yeah. Cena was in there.
Leviathan.
The prototype, the Leviathan.
There were a couple guys in there. It's I did not know that.
Yeah.
Big Dave.
Yep.
So they try to get this 15 years crap over on us, and I noticed that when Slater was in the background, Shane and D-Bry, this is their gimmick, they try to offer him a contract, and when they offered him a contract, they took it away from him.
Yeah, because he's all out of it.
And when they took the contract away, the crowd sort of got angry. They were no, why?
Because the crowd, they care about Heath and his 7 kids. And
He's got 7 kids, his 16 kids, and he's got above ground pool.
The bills it's coming down to the end of the month, man. You gotta start paying his bills.
So the crowd is getting behind this, and like I like Heath Slater. I've always liked Heath Slater. I've always wanted them to do good, but he's actually getting over with this free agent gimmick, and I hope this continues to be a thing. So Ambrose and Rowan have a match, and Eric Rowan have a match, and I don't have too much to say about this match because it was kind of procedural, but I do have to notice. Or I do want to put on notice that Dean Ambrose's fucking Nigel Lariat is getting so fucking lazy that it's almost
lazy.
sickening. Yeah, all right. It might.
Kyle O'Reilly does it so much better.
Kyle O'Reilly does a phenomenal fucking Nigel.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but when Bray was like, like I'm here or whatever, it didn't look like the lantern went out. I don't know if you guys caught that, but
they didn't show the intro.
He blew. Oh wow, Hulu. Fuck.
Yeah.
So he blew the lantern and it didn't go out, and they kind of cut away from it, but the lantern definitely didn't go out, and that was hilarious.
I wonder why.
That's probably why they cut it out.
I wonder why he uses like an actual lit lantern in the backstage promo, but he doesn't use it when he comes out.
I literally wondered the same thing when I saw the botch lantern blow out. I'm like, oh, that's. Why would you even have a real lantern in that case?
Yeah, they just kind of fast forwarded to Wyatt on the turnbuckle with.
And Dean came out wearing the belt too, which good for him.
Yeah.
He actually came out wearing that shit. I'd like to see more of that, you know.
And he also came out wearing jeans. But anyways,
he did a pretty good slide in those jeans, like referee style. Like they slide on their knees and all that. He actually did that in jeans, so good for him.
So the match ends with the lunatic lariat, and fuck, I'm sorry, but the Nigel clothesline is specifically used, at least for me, when you're figuratively and literally on the ropes, and a guy is really either punches you really hard or hurts you, or there's something, and you kind of stumble and you catch yourself and you spring right back.
It's supposed to be a counter. Yeah.
It's a counter. It is not, hey, I'm gonna get away from this power bomb and then half-ass kind of go whoop, into the fucking into the rope.
Big slow discus.
That shit, and then literally, I looked at Aaron Rowan at the instant replay, and this fucking guy was just lost for about 5 seconds. He had to look confused because fucking Dean took so fucking long. The Nigel is not for fucking every single situation. Do not fucking use that shit for everything. If I ever see fucking Dean Ambrose get clotheslined in the middle of the ring and decide to hit a fucking lunatic lariat, I'm gonna literally never watch SmackDown again because that shit sucks. But anyways, picks up the win, and he will. I at some point, him and Bray Wyatt are gonna do something. Yeah. It's kind of gonna happen.
Bray turned his back on Rowan. I thought that was kind of weird. Is this more of a Bray thing where they're trying to get him into a singles kind of situation where they're just?
I thought that was the whole point of drafting him to SmackDown.
Yeah, but they gave him Rowan.
They lumped him at Rowan to kind of keep the Wyatt family alive.
I don't think he needs the Wyatt family.
No, absolutely not. But the Wyatt family needs him because what's Rowan going to do by himself?
Yeah,
not
some big guy in some match.
He's supposed to be a big guy. Not to say Rowan's a bad wrestler or anything. For a big guy, he's got a
Where's Luke Harper at?
He's hurt,
injured. Yeah.
Shit.
But this could be the start of this could be the beginning of the end for the Wyatt family, or at least what's left of it. You know,
they'll bring it back somewhere along the line.
So then we get some tag team women's action.
Yes, we have Becky and Carmella, the most interesting woman on the planet.
Carmella
versus
Alexa Bliss and Natalia.
Alexa Bliss, by the way, I know Nick loves Alexa Bliss, but
Nick, you mean Anthony, who's been on it since the beginning?
No, he means Nick. Go on, sir.
Well, Alexa Bliss has been cheating on Nick with me because she's my new favorite diva. And
they're women, they're not divas anymore.
They're superstars, actually, according to the new Divas documentary that's out for the Divas Revolution.
They're superstars.
They're superstars now.
No.
So it looks like Alexa's going to be flying around all three of us because she's wonderful and I love her now. But anyways...
Well, she's low-key. Low-key staying with Big Nick.
she's low-key?
Damn it. Son of a bitch.
That makes it kind of awkward, yeah.
They're both...
They're coming out looking all mean as fuck.
They both are very short.
No, but for real, though, I feel like Alexa Bliss has some pretty good soil to grow in on SmackDown because there's not really, an established like woman heel.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there's Natty, but
there's Natty, but
heel Natty is
heel Natty is shit. Okay, so there's no top heel in the women's division on SmackDown.
Nick, you are neglecting. Both of you are neglecting
the eternally beguiling. I'm sure you're about to mention.
No, actually no. The moonwalk by Carmella was fucking great.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about.
I popped for Carmella's moonwalk.
I thought we were going to talk about what we were talking about for a second. I feel like there's good potential for Alexa to establish herself as a top heel in SmackDown because there's not a whole lot of competition in that field,
and she's not being held down by Blake and Murphy anymore. So.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, she's. I mean, she was kind of cringy on NXT with the whole the beginning of it, but now it's like she's gotten the feel for it.
She's kind of coming into her own.
Yeah, and I
didn't think she was going to be a good heel, but she's really grown into it.
She's a natural heel now, and that's always a good thing because now she could do whatever she wants because now that SmackDown has Becky Lynch, which is she's the John Cena quote unquote of the women's division on SmackDown. You need a good Randy Orton
and her name is Becky Lynch.
and let's face it, there's not a whole lot of heel competition on SmackDown.
Not really. SmackDown's
you got Shitty Natty and
it's safe to say
she's out for a month.
Even once she establishes herself, but who knows? I mean, maybe she won't even be like heel. She might be like a tweener kind of if she gets over. You know.
Nah, she's gonna be full heel.
It's safe to say that
the crowd likes it. She's still gonna be.
No, you're right.
It's safe to say that SmackDown and NXT are kind of they're soul searching for their established women because everyone's on Raw.
Yeah.
Charlotte, fucking. I'm assuming Bayley's gonna be on Raw at some point. It's gonna happen.
NXT's really been lately trying to push a whole bunch of girls lately, trying to get them. They
gotta get new faces in there, and Eva Marie comes out.
Yeah.
By the way, shows up to save the day and save everyone's boredom from this match.
Then here comes Naomi to chase her around. Which I don't know if they're setting. I don't know if they're setting up with a rivalry there. Like they're setting up for
I think they're eventually gonna have a Hell in a Cell match between Eva Marie and Naomi, and I feel the glow match.
No, I think the payoff's got to be a TLC match.
Yes, plenty of TLC.
I have to mention it. Eva's gear looked extra lewd simply because of the flesh-colored striping and all that. Yeah, it was. It made it just maybe it was the lighting, maybe it was just the angle, but it looked pretty ridiculous out there, and I was like, wow, they're really getting away with this. All right, that's cool.
Who won that match, by the way? I don't even remember. I remember Eva Marie coming out. I don't even remember who won that match.
I know that Natalya completely no-sold the Beck Exploder suplex.
Becky,
completely no-sold that.
Becky and fake Enzo fucking won the match.
Fake Iggy Azalea, because that was the reference that was made.
Yeah,
you heard that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking, didn't Otunga say that shit?
Yeah.
I fucking hate David Otunga.
Yeah,
He's so
it was awful.
He blows. So they fast forward. Go on.
I don't mean to harp on this, but you say Daniel Bryan is cringy, David Otunga's cringy times 5.
Yeah,
it's a toss up.
At least Daniel Bryan backs it up with good wrestling knowledge.
Yeah, he does.
So
awful when I'm like
So they're going to be setting up a women's match. We'll get to the fact that Eva Marie's not even going to be in the match, so we have no idea what's going to happen to that tag match. So for the second week in a row, fucking Baron Corbin's bullying this fucking guy in the back.
It's getting even more ridiculous each time. You know,
why do these people not watch him? Why is he allowed to beat the fuck out of
the dudes who are there are just hey Baron, stop, come on, man, chill out, bro, and no one's touching him, and he's telling them to fuck off, you know.
Dude, if I was Kalisto, I would be going to the authorities about this shit. This guy keeps bothering me.
He needs to march himself down to the commentator booth and talk to JBL and be like, listen, I know it's been a while, but I would like to hire the APA.
This kind of reminds me of heel Ryback back in the day when
he was being the bully.
Yeah, he was the bully Ryback, and he'd be like, yeah, smack the shit out of your head, pick that up, and put it back down.
The only time Ryback was good when he was the bully.
When he would turn the shower on while you're fully clothed and shit. It kind of reminds me of that, you know?
But it's ridiculous. It's did anything happen? Did you watch SmackDown in its entirety or no?
Yeah.
Did anything happen? Was there a lead up to that?
No.
Or they just cut to him?
Like, the commercial came back to just, like, a close-up of, like, Kalisto's lips just twisted in pain as his face is pressed against that, like, door or whatever. And,
So apparently the SmackDown authorities are fucking awful at their job because they can't stop a bully from putting Kalisto up against the lockers.
They need to hire the guys that are on NXT that held Joe back, you know, last week. You know, they come down to, like, mitigate that shit.
No, these fucking authorities are like the fucking school principal. They come out and they go, guys, fucking stop. Don't do this.
Knock it off, guys.
Corbin apparently, so I can't wait for next week after SummerSlam for Corbin to take some more of Kalisto's lunch money because this is going to be...
You just imagine him holding it right down and the lunch money just falling out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So they cut to a little promo, you know, with Brock, Randy. No,
wasn't on the Hulu cut. Didn't make it.
Wow. Start watching the product, man. Brock did a lot.
Oh no! Wait, yeah, they did.
Yeah, was it?
I thought you meant in the ring. I thought you were talking about in the ring.
No, it was the same thing before. It was the same.
Yeah.
That's not even something we have to talk about.
No, not at all.
Brock did a lot of cursing. Is basically the main point of that. Brock did a lot of cursing, and then Randy's still trying to push the Legend Killer gimmick. He's like, I'm gonna kill the Legend of Brock Lesnar.
Legend Killer gimmick.
Yeah.
Best gimmick ever. And
it was best Randy.
So what? And after that, we have Del Rio versus Cena in a pretty good match. I mean, it wasn't nothing. It was nothing amazing, but Del Rio still needs a valet. He still needs an announcer. He still needs a limousine.
The best Del Rio was when he had Ricardo Rodriguez and he would come out with a new car every week. It was great. He's been kind of stale ever since.
I mean, he's not stale. As a worker, he's pretty good.
Well, he's a good worker, but it's just...
I like Del Rio, not because, like, I can relate to him or anything, but he's actually pretty good. It's just,
I've always been a Del Rio fan, but he's not been nearly as fun.
Not at all. And I would just like to point out when Cena was making his entrance that the sidebar that SmackDown has, it shows like stats and stuff, that they pointed out that John Cena has over 500 wishes granted. Thank you, SmackDown.
Good guy, John.
Thank you for giving us a legit like stat. So I'm guessing that because he's achieved 500 wishes, that his power levels go up more? I'm not sure how that works. Thank you.
Is this finisher meter up now?
Thank you. So Cena wins this match. Obviously, he kind of has to. Got to make him look strong. Wins with the fireman's carry, the elevated fireman's carry. And AJ fucking does this fucking sweet-ass, like, springboard. Or, I'm sorry, what's it called? The Phenomenal Forearm? I almost called it the real wrestling name. And... so he's talking shit, and then Cena never gives up, and then comes back and makes him eat his words, puts him through the fucking table because AJ Styles is poopy, and no one likes poopy wrestlers.
I was a little surprised about that because that's like the closest we're ever going to see to like heel Cena, you know.
That was pretty like cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was actually pretty cool to see Cena go fuck this guy. I'm going
he dragged the stairs over, table. Like...
Yeah, he wasn't fucking around with this guy.
No, he was not. And
when was
the last time you saw Cena put somebody through an announcer's table? Like,
long time.
Yeah.
So AJ eats shit after talking shit. And other than that, so SmackDown ends, and so we're left with Cena putting AJ through the stable, obviously. So like the whole Rusev Roman thing, what is the result going to be? So does that mean that AJ's going to win, or Cena's going to look even more stronger? Who knows? So now let's go on to I'm going to run up and down the card, and we're going to say what our predictions are for SummerSlam.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is an official card, by the way. I'm just going by. I'm assuming this is going to be level of importance. Carmella, Becky, and Naomi versus Natalya, Bliss, and...
Not Eva Marie suspended?
I've heard a couple things. I've heard that it's either going to be a handicap match, which doesn't make any sense because you can't have a handicap match in favor of the faces, or they're going to just announce an opponent.
Or cut Naomi
Either way,
out.
the faces are winning. The faces
cut Naomi out, technically.
You could...
But dude, she's amazing.
Who knows? Maybe Nikki Bella will come back and be on the team. Because I hear she's
There's rumor, there's rumor that she's coming back soon.
You never know. I mean,
Nikki Bella.
But you can't put her on the
Really?
heel team. They can't.
Yeah,
put her
you
on the heel
can.
team.
Damn
guess,
right you could.
I guess you could if you wanted her to come back as a heel, but you gotta put
She can get the pop and still be a heel.
You gonna put Nikki Bella on SmackDown though?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, that's where all the other flat bitches are at. Like,
I mean, I guess they're kind of hurting for lady talent, you know. I mean,
they've got all
like
the
six
cake
chicks on the whole thing.
SmackDown has the cake down women.
I guess.
All is about the talent.
Yeah.
Sadly for Becky Lynch, she's grouped up with a bunch of fucking
Carry the rest of the crew.
Caked on women.
Hey, Alexa's in there.
Alexa's good, but she's got a lot of makeup
Yeah.
and not too much talent. I mean, she's got talent, but Becky matches her makeup. Let's put it that way. Anyways, so the faces are going over, right?
Yeah, obviously.
All right. So the Miz versus Apollo Creed. Is Apollo Creed going to show up to SummerSlam?
Last I heard, Apollo Creed was dead, so I don't think so.
I'm hoping Apollo goes over.
He's not. The Miz
He
is winning.
will
The
not.
Miz is winning this for sure.
He won't.
The Miz is holding this title down at least through Total Divas, so.
It would be really nice if he did.
I can't believe that was just said out of
It's
your
true,
mouth.
though, because that's why they brought Maurice back. He's not losing the title till at least the season finale of Total Divas.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. But I would like to see Apollo get it because fuck the Miz. And
He won't. The Miz is too
I want to see
good.
Apollo Creed win, but no, the Miz is winning that for sure.
Miz is too good, and his outfit on SmackDown was unbelievable. Enzo and Big Ass versus Jericho.
Enzo and Cass are going to win.
Enzo and Cass are obviously going to win that.
Damn it.
There's literally no reason to make this makeshift tag team like persist any further. Yeah. So just
that might even be where it ends.
Yeah, I'd imagine it will be. I'd imagine the day after there's going to be a turn of sorts.
And then the Jericho Owens feud into No Mercy or whatever.
That's what we want. Is there a Jericho feud?
That was the next match.
God, I wanted Jericho Owens to win. New Day versus Ballbusters.
I'm going Ballbusters. I feel
really
like,
for the tag belts.
I feel like at this point New Day has held the titles for about a year.
Yeah.
And
did they break the record?
I think so. I don't know if they broke the record. I don't think they've had it for a year.
They've had it for a long time, but even I think Michael Cole said it on Raw that Demolition.
I don't know if they Demolition. Records, I'm pretty sure they've had it for a year.
Demolition had it for like 420 something days.
I'd like to see the club go over.
Yeah, I think they will.
Is it time?
I think they will.
It's about that time. Yeah.
Realistically, without Big E, I think that might be possible too.
If Big E's not in it, absolutely.
Because Big E and Kofi were always the duo that defended. Now that you're throwing,
if Big E makes a surprise appearance, maybe I'll go the other way.
But
it's still the club. It's still the club.
They're selling it as two guys.
The club, yeah, for sure.
All right, so Sasha Banks versus Charlotte without Dana Brooke. If she
Sasha retains.
Sasha retains. Obviously, Sasha has to retain.
They're not going to give her a month-long title run.
Yeah. Summer of Sasha, bro.
Not at all. Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
That's tough.
I'm gonna go Rusev.
I'm gonna go Rusev too. Rusev retains just because he's been so fucking over.
Yeah. I don't see Roman squashing the Rusev wagon right now, especially after the whole marriage and the whole build up to that.
And all that.
The honor. So Rusev, clean slate here for Rusev. John Cena versus AJ Styles. This will go two ways because there's no belt on the line.
Yeah, it's tough.
And
it's real tough.
John lost. Didn't win. AJ didn't win cleanly. Didn't win cleanly at the last event that they fought at. So this opens up a door for John Cena to win. But if you're trying to establish a new face on SmackDown, you're going to go about it the wrong way by letting John win. I don't know.
I say AJ.
But I mean, AJ Styles still does have that TNA stink on him, so. You know how Vince is a TNA guy.
AJ's pretty over for a TNA guy.
I say AJ. AJ Styles isn't any TNA guy.
AJ bypasses the TNA rule.
AJ Styles.
I want AJ to win, but my default answer in a John Cena match is that John Cena wins.
Yeah, that is.
LOL, Cena wins.
That's generally the rule of thumb, but I'm hoping that they do the right thing and give it to AJ because AJ deserves a clean win over Cena.
Yes. So we all agree, AJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler.
Dean Ambrose.
I do not. Yeah, I don't.
Not
think
a question.
Dolph's not gonna-
I'm the lone Ziggler guy. I think Dolph's gonna take it.
Like I said before, I want Dolph to win, but I have no doubt in my mind.
I feel like creative is not going to build this for no reason. I think Dolph's going to be the guy.
They put Dean on SmackDown to hold down the fort over on SmackDown Live.
Let's not forget, guys, Dean has a rematch clause in his contract. He can take it back if he wants.
Yeah, and also the guy that they drafted first overall, the champion at the time, to the SmackDown Live, they're not going to drop that ball.
Do you think they'll tease a Dolph win by like maybe having the referee knocked out or something? Or,
Yeah, they might give us...
and the crowd will count to like 20.
They might take us for a ride. I wouldn't lie.
I still don't think Dean is the strongest champion ever. I mean,
I'm not saying that.
He's strong on SmackDown.
Dean is a more popular figure. So
yeah,
he's the new face that runs the place.
So you're going for the Browns, or we're going for the Bengals over here?
Yeah, I'm going Ziggler. I feel
Cleveland versus Cincinnati. You know,
that makes
I feel like this is Dolph's time. So
you're going Browns. All right.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope you're right too, because we deserve a champion. This is wear fucking jeans, anyways. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the WWE Ruler of Reality Championship.
All right.
This is a toss-up.
Now, everybody knows that I'm like the biggest Seth Rollins mark in the world, all right? But even I'm going to say I think Finn Balor is positioned to take this one. There's literally no way that they're going to kill all of this momentum coming fresh off of NXT as the longest running champion with all of the hype, all of the build. Well, I can't say all the build, it's been like 30 days, but still, all of the media packages and everything else, and what they did on Raw with the Demon King and all this shit, like, Seth's going to be Seth forever, but this is Finn's time to shine. And if they don't give it to Finn, what does Finn do after that? Let's say Finn gets crushed in this match.
They keep going on and on.
He gets to the back of the line and he mid-cards with Sammy and the rest of these guys. No, I don't think they're going to do that to Finn Balor. They're going to give him this thing and let him be the face of Raw.
That would... I want to believe that. Maybe... I want Finn Balor to win, but as far as a prediction goes, I'm probably going to side with Seth Rollins.
Seth is a safe bet, but there's just too much momentum behind Finn. Like, there's no way they're going to waste...
too much momentum. It's tough. That's a very tough
They wouldn't put
decision.
this guy in like arguably the biggest match on the card in his third match ever if they weren't going to give it to him.
So you guys are going Finn?
They're pushing the shit out of this guy.
Guess I'm gonna go Seth, just because Seth is the established guy.
He can lose though. He's a heel. He can lose.
He can lose. That's fine. Yeah, he can lose. It's not like he's the reigning champ. Like no one's a champ right now. So Seth will have other shots.
He can lose and come back after him again.
I'm gonna stand by Seth, just because I have my
Rollins will have plenty of shots. Finn only gets one like debut kind of thing going on. Like this is his big moment. So I feel like we're gonna give it to him.
Or they could always just let it end in a draw, and we still don't get a champion.
That match is gonna go Broadway.
That would be such shit. That would be such shit.
That would be fucked up.
The title's still vacant. They just make this one big promo for the new title, because they're going to show it. We haven't seen it yet. They're going to show us the title.
It's going to be...
The ref's got to hold it off before the match happens, So.
I mean, seeing as how this is a Universal title, it might be a big fucking pendant.
I hope it's the NBC Universal fucking logo belt.
I hope it's another spinner title for no reason.
Fuck you, dude.
It would just be the globe spinning for the Universal.
Right? Yeah.
Damn it. Please, WWE, don't fuck this belt up.
This match, half of this match is going to be Finn Balor's entrance.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're gonna
cut it to the 20-minute time.
We're gonna see a coup de grace for the win.
All right. Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. 15 years in the making. 15 years, everybody.
For the second time this year.
Yes.
Another big match.
Another big time match. We've all been waiting because in 2002 we were all watching OVW and went, shit, I would really like to see Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton in a match.
Unless you lived in like Western Kentucky or Southern Ohio, you weren't watching OVW.
You weren't watching OVW, and these guys are taking two complete career paths, because Randy Orton is a much slimmer guy, and Brock is just brute force. So their styles have never clashed until now.
Styles clash. This is a tough call for me because obviously
I'm gonna go Orton.
I feel like
Lesnar just leaves.
Yeah, okay.
Orton
but we're paying a lot of money for Lesnar to be here.
Yeah.
So I know Orton's full time, and Orton's actually wrestling stuff on SmackDown. But they're paying Brock a lot of money to do a little bit of stuff. So I feel
the fact that he wins doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean anything.
I guess. I mean, it's not going to take away from...
He brings rating and sells merch. That's what matters.
I suppose. I mean, I guess, like...
That's why they trot him and Paul Heyman out every fucking...
I feel like the easy answer would be Randy, just because, like, Randy is more of the face in this match.
What does it do for Brock? Well, I guess.
Okay, from a business,
you gotta keep Brock strong, man. He beat Taker. You gotta keep Brock strong.
Yeah, but that means that Lesnar can never lose ever again.
Lesnar hardly ever does lose ever. Think about it.
So
that just sucks the juice out of any Lesnar rivalry in the future because you'll never lose and it won't be fun.
I mean, that's kind of been the story of Lesnar for the last couple years anyway. When was the last time we saw Brock lose?
Yeah, but I think he's got to lose at some point.
Or at least lose clean.
He lost to Triple H.
What?
He lost to The Undertaker at SummerSlam. He lost to Triple H at WrestleMania 29 in New York.
Yeah, but that was before The Undertaker.
Oh, after The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like now that he's conquered the streak, like okay, the way
did he break Triple H's arm?
He lost to Undertaker.
Like power creep is a real thing. All right. So if Randy goes over Brock, then by proxy he goes over everybody Brock's ever beat. So that means that Randy goes over Taker, and Randy doesn't go over Taker. So I say Brock's gonna take this thing.
They're really pushing this legend killer thing. I gotta think Randy Orton.
It's the easy answer because Orton, like, they're pushing it like that way, but I feel like Brock's gonna shut everybody down like he always does.
From a logical perspective, I would see why Brock could win, but personally, I like Randy way more now, and Randy's a lot more interesting. I mean, I know Brock is an animal and this and that, but Randy is kind of a different guy now, and he's a lot more fun. He's a lot more fun. He's a lot more natural looking. He doesn't look as like stuck as he once did. So
I mean, this isn't the stale Viper.
We've got two. We got two Randy, one Brock.
I do think that they're going to take the exit before Suplex City right to Viperville.
I knew it was coming.
I can't wait for Randy Orton to give German suplexes to Brock. Literally, isn't Randy taller than Brock Lesnar? I think he's taller.
Yeah, I believe so.
Randy's 6'5"?
Randy's 6'5", and I think Lesnar's 6'3". I think.
That's interesting.
You know what would be cool if Lesnar hit Randy with an RKO? That'd be sweet as hell.
If they exchanged finishers, that would be amazing.
I don't see Randy getting Brock up for that fight.
No.
Don't see that.
Well, so after this match is over, I'm just going to assume that Eva Marie is going to come out, lay both of them out, claim as the most beguiling...
Hit a sliced bread on Brock Lesnar.
Sliced bread on Brock Lesnar. They both go... She goes over both men, and we see her in the main event, and Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series or some shit. So, that's SummerSlam. Real quick, let's do TakeOver real fast. Ember Moon versus Billie Kay.
Oh, Ember Moon. They're
building her up. All right.
As much as I'd like to see Billie Kay go over,
yeah, so would I.
She's on a streak and she's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't forget, she wrestled on SmackDown. She debuted on SmackDown.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true.
Good.
She's got a lot of steam. I really don't want to say this. I really don't. No Way Jose versus Austin Aries.
If No Way Jose goes over, I'm not watching NXT anymore. Straight up.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I still think No Way Jose is going to win.
That's bullshit.
No, dude.
I understand the whole concept of pushing new talent and blah blah blah, but this is Austin fucking Aries, right?
He is the greatest man.
Like, chill. Like, Austin Aries needs to really use this to showcase all of his shit.
And for all you fans that don't ever watch TNA, watch his run to being the TNA champion in 2012. It was really good.
Or watch any Austin Aries match before that, because Austin Aries is the man, dude. Like, who the fuck is No Way Jose?
Yeah.
No one knows who he is. Revival versus Gargano and Ciampa.
Tough.
I'm gonna go Ciampa and
I think I'm
Gargano.
gonna go
I would like to go Ciampa and Gargano too, just because they have so much momentum coming off
love
of the
the Revival,
CWC. I love the Revival too.
Ciampa and
They're
Gargano are
sweet
really
as hell.
over. They're really over, and they're really pushing them.
They are, and you figure the Revival's going to be there. You know,
Yeah.
like if Gargano and Ciampa lose, then what do they do after that?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the Revival has a lot of they've got a lot of steam. And Gargano and Ciampa are trying to establish themselves as a real tag team.
I'd like to see the rivalry come up to the main roster.
Yeah,
The
and
Revival.
they can't take it away from them just yet because there's not a whole lot of like sweet stuff left in the NXT tag division. So
But I mean, I'm assuming that the tag belts are coming soon for SmackDown, and they're gonna put the belts on American Alpha.
of course,
Call the Revival up then.
maybe
makes
give
perfect sense to me.
it time because let's say
That's probably gonna happen at Night of Champions. I
Yeah,
think.
let's say Gargano and Ciampa do go over. They get the belts, then you can start moving Revival up.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they don't, then I'd imagine you're just going to split that tag team back into singles guys because those guys can function fine on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're looking. They're gonna with everyone from NXT leaving, going up to SmackDown. They're probably gonna need a tag team division.
They're going to need something, yeah.
And with Gargano being established, like, can they just sign Candice LeRae already? Like,
I would love
why isn't this a thing?
I don't
why isn't
know.
this happening?
She would be booted right up to the fucking title hunt. There's no question about it.
Candice LeRae, Asuka for the next NXT Takeover. Book it right now, guys.
Yeah,
It's money. It's money.
You can have Candice in there wrestling dudes if you wanted to. Like, just
They'll
totally
never do that.
They'll never do that. But I mean, like, maybe give her a couple spots or something against the guy. Like, just to...
a rivalry. They would never do that.
Just to do it. That'd be sweet.
So, for some reason, I didn't write this down. And I have no idea why I didn't write this down. But the debut of Bobby Roode
Oh,
Bobby Roode's
It's gonna
going
be
over,
glorious.
obviously. Yeah,
it's going to be glorious.
is going to be amazing. And
Yeah.
forgive me for not knowing the guy that he's wrestling.
Cien.
Cien?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cien.
Cien
I don't know
Andrade.
his full name. I just know
Cien
Cien.
Andrade.
Almost or whatever. Yeah, he's going to
He was
whip
El
Cien's
Sombra
ass.
on in CMLL. I think it was. I think it was
You
CMLL.
know that. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But Bobby Roode's winning this match.
Obviously,
I'm sorry.
It's his debut. He's Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode's
Yeah.
amazing.
Cien's a good worker, and he has a lot of really like flashy, like cool spots. So it's going to look good, but he's going to get buried.
He's a far less established talent. And also, I mentioned about watching Austin Aries run to the title. Also, go back and watch Bobby Roode's title run, which leads into Austin Aries' title run in TNA.
Hands
All good stuff.
down. Hands
All good
down. I don't know about Nick, but definitely me and Anthony when we went through a stretch where we were watching TNA in 2011.
With 2011, 2012, when TNA was the better product.
Bobby Roode was amazing as a champ. His run was phenomenal.
Let me let you know what Nick thinks about all that. Nick liked Robert Roode when he was still tagging with James Storm and Beer Money. Okay, when he was like using a little ride around cooler with wheels to come out, when he was still slapping chicks in the face.
Team Canada.
I repeat, I watched Robert Roode slap Tracy Brooks so hard he had lip gloss on the back of his hand. That's a real thing. That's like circa 2007. Check that shit out.
Please do. And next up we have Asuka versus Bayley for the women's title.
Asuka. Bayley's getting the call up after this, so Asuka.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Asuka,
Yeah.
definitely.
You can't.
Asuka's going over. Bayley's getting.
They're trying to establish the new women. You can't keep Bayley down there forever.
I disagree. I disagree. I feel like Bayley's going to become the first two-time women champ.
What does Bayley winning do?
Listen, they've had Bayley down there for a very long time.
Yeah.
They have people like Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax and Carmella who have never held titles going over, like getting called up before Bayley does.
Yeah.
Bayley is literally the face of the NXT women's division. What are they going to do with Bayley once she comes up? Who's she taking the title from? Sasha? Maybe, but I don't see it. I see her being a staple there for a little while longer.
For what? For what? It does nothing. It does nothing. For Bayley, it does nothing for NXT.
Okay, Bayley establishes herself as the first two-time women's champion in NXT. Asuka will have other
And then
shots.
what? You're going to keep her down there for another year?
You could. I mean, why not call her up when they all got called up? Why not call her up during the draft?
Because she still had the whole thing with Asuka to do. She's going to lose to Asuka, and then she'll move on.
Perhaps.
She'll cross over.
Or she wins again, and then she becomes champ again, and then either Asuka gets a rematch and they have one more, like they have the rubber match, and then she moves up, which could be this fall.
Yes.
Or that gives a watermark for
But why
like
would you
Peyton
waste-
Royce and the rest of those guys.
Why would you waste the rubber match on not the biggest show? Because NXT Brooklyn is the biggest show. Or maybe the WrestleMania event, but there's going to be a takeover in between that. So you would have the rubber match in the next takeover. Why would you waste the rubber match? Why would you have done this earlier and have the rubber match on Takeover Brooklyn?
Keeping Bayley on NXT, I see what he's talking about. If you keep Bayley on NXT, you have, because all these women got called up.
There's not a lot of established women's talent right now.
I mean, and not only that,
the fans more engaged, but it doesn't do anything for the rest of the women.
Okay. Let's say Asuka wins. Who gets a shot at Asuka for the title then? Exactly. Nobody. Like, there's none of them are established. None of them are established enough to actually step up and like take that role.
Bayley.
Maybe they'll do something with Ember Moon. Maybe she'll.
No one knows her.
Nobody knows who she is. I mean, even if she has a string of good matches, I mean, like Billie Kay has a string of good matches, she's not ready for it either. The point is,
maybe they'll reintroduce Santana Garrett.
You need a top face. You You can't just have. I'm not saying that Asuka's healed necessarily. She's kind of tweening out right now, but you need that face, and Bayley's been that face. She's going to continue being that face.
Yeah.
Well, not only is Bayley the face of the women's division, but she's also extremely over in NXT as a product.
Yeah, she is literally
very over.
She is the face of that product.
Yeah, for
NXT
sure.
is Bayley, for real.
And I feel like Bayley coming up now, there's really like not a place for her, not an obvious place for her to like fit into like any of the storylines or anything. I mean, you could manufacture a rivalry, but I mean, there's already
Sasha and Charlotte are already.
There's already Sasha's already an established face in that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So Bayley comes up to Raw. You're gonna have to make Sasha heel and just ignore Charlotte, or you're gonna have to do something. You know?
Well, Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte and fucking Sasha clearly have. They're trying to build towards something else. They're trying to keep this going for a while because they know that they could always go back to those two.
I don't want to say Bayley would get lost in the shuffle, but I mean, there's already a lot going on Raw.
Yeah.
And SmackDown, there's not enough going on because they don't have an established women's title, and they don't have much of a women's division. So
realistically, you could put Bayley on SmackDown because Charlotte and Sasha could kind of hold. I mean, it's just two women.
I'm just saying, there's just
Dana Brooks intimidating.
There's just not a lot going on SmackDown, though. You know,
I see what you're talking about. I see that keeping Bayley on NXT for a little longer would benefit.
And Bayley's got a lot of momentum coming into this because she just came off of the injury. She's been having some good matches. She beat Nia Jax, and here she is, like poised to reclaim what she lost to Asuka in the first place, and that's the way they're building it. So yeah, that's my verdict. I feel Bayley's going over. Yeah, for sure.
Bayley, and we're both Asuka. So 2 Asuka, 1 Bayley. Now another controversial match, and it will be our final prediction of the night: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe. I'm going to
say Nakamura.
I'm going to say Joe.
I think Joe will give Nakamura his first loss. And I've said this before. I feel like Nakamura has to lose eventually. And I just don't see Joe. I don't see Joe taking it like everybody else has. Like, you know, Nakamura has that moment in all of his matches where he gets stiff as hell. You start trading with him, and he just gets more stiff than you, and he ends up just beating your ass because of that. I don't think Joe's going to let that go. Like, I don't see Joe just getting like slapped in the face super hard or getting stomped out like with his neck on the ropes.
And Joe's a really good opponent for like that kind of match.
Like their styles are so different and they're both so physical, but I feel, and this is going to sound crazy because we're talking about the King of Strong style here, I feel like Joe is slightly more physical, and he's just so fucking pissed going into this.
He's very angry, man.
And
he's very angry.
Maybe Joe will win, and then Nakamura will get the call up.
Maybe.
From what I read when he signed it was that he wasn't going to be in NXT for long. So
I would. Yeah, I understand that because Nakamura is older, so you don't want to keep a guy like that down too long. Same with Joe. Joe's a little older. Remember NXT?
I think Joe's older than
NXT is kind of crossing the boundary between being developmental versus being its own product.
They crossed that boundary a long time.
So you're having guys who are pretty much past their prime, kind of like Bobby Roode, but the reason why
past their prime, just
the reason why
later in life they should have been.
The reason why I say Joe And it could work two ways. Joe could win and Nakamura gets called up, or Joe wins and Nakamura stays down. Either way, Bobby Roode's going to get in there somehow. Because Bobby Roode is once again in that category of guy who's had his prime, and now that his company shut down, he's going somewhere else, but people know who he is already. And the NXT crowd knows who he is. They're not stupid. The NXT crowd is like us. They watch everything.
The NXT crowd is like a smart crowd. They know what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know what? Now that we're talking about it, I think Joe winning makes more sense because if Roode's going to be involved,
Bobby Roode versus Samoa Joe
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Joe Roode is cool.
Those guys know each other very well.
Yeah.
They're going to play off of that.
Story,
Absolutely.
They're going to play off of that. They're not strangers to playing off and accepting.
I want to see Nakamura hold the belt.
Speaking of that story, whatever happened to Eric Young? Totally off topic, but he had
one night stand.
He had one match, and that was it. Like, he had a debut match.
Same thing with Cowboy James Storm.
Well, yeah, he went back to TNA because TNA gave him more money, so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened to Eric Young then.
No idea. I kind of thought that him and Joe would have a thing.
No clue. So we're going to go with two Joe, one Nakamura? Or wait, who? Yeah, you and me are Joe.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Me and Nick are Joe.
No.
Anthony's on the fence.
The conversation is, I'm going to plop right down on the fence on this one.
Yeah? I'll say Joe. I'm saying Joe, man.
So he's undecided. We got two guys. Me and Nick are gonna vote Joe just because it makes more sense. And I personally want to see Joe Roode.
I think so. I hear you guys talking. I think you guys are right. Yeah.
I just don't see it. I just don't see Joe losing.
Nakamura. All right, I'm gonna say this just once because I feel like it has to be put out there. Nakamura survives and thrives solely on the NXT crowd because they watch New Japan. They are smart, like you said. They're smart fans. You could get virtually anyone over on them from the indie scene or from the Japan scene, so it doesn't really matter. Those guys do not transition onto the main roster because you're talking about casuals. You're crossing into to a much wider, not necessarily a wider audience, but a more enclosed audience.
I'm sure everyone is going to enjoy Nakamura once he comes up. Like they'll like him, but they're not going to have that history. Like they're not gonna since they don't know who he is.
Some people know, but
some people will. But I mean, he's not gonna get over like he did when he came through and like wrestled Sammy and shit. Like everyone was on the shit,
crazy,
it was insane.
If you kind of groom him a little more, get a little more people to get their eyes on NXT to see the reaction that he gets, then maybe he could transition to the main roster. But for now, he's probably not going to get called up until a little more time passes because he needs Samoa Joe needs no introduction. And not only that, but let's be honest, NXT needs faces.
Yes.
Okay,
NXT needs everything.
They had everything. They had it all. And with much like everything on this world, if something is good, it has to go another step.
Yeah,
naturally.
They have been hemorrhaging talent just because of the draft and everything else.
Yeah.
They called up like 8 or 9 guys, so they kind of left NXT bereft of talent.
Pretty much. They drained them.
There's a power vacuum there, and I feel like there's guys at the top that remain, and there's guys at the bottom, and there's nothing in between.
Yeah.
So they need to maintain what they have. And I feel like letting Joe win would kind of be part of that,
Yeah. So we will end that tonight on Samoa Joe pretty much going to retain the belt, whether we like it or not, because it has to happen, because NXT and stuff. So Joe wins, and we will end it on that note, because SummerSlam is this weekend.
And Takeover Brooklyn, can't forget about that.
And Takeover Brooklyn. So, but judging by these cards, SummerSlam is massive compared to the Takeover, obviously. And I think
good, though,
Takeover is really only good for maybe the 3 matches. The 3 matches. Who gives a fuck about
the last 3 matches? Yeah.
Because Bobby Roode,
all the title matches.
Roode is not on here. The Roode debut.
So 4 of the 6 matches. And Athena was a fairly popular women's indie wrestler. I mean, I know that doesn't translate as well, but I think Ember Moon and Billie Kay will be a nice match. It'll be a nice opener.
All right, it'll be all right.
I mean, it's not going to be a Sasha Bailey classic or like Charlotte Natty or anything like that. But
no.
Charlotte Natty from the women's belt tournament,
I feel like the Revival and Gargano and Ciampa will be the dark horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those guys are gonna be good. They're gonna work a good match.
Yeah.
So SummerSlam, we will rejoin you guys Wednesday night or Thursday, whenever we decide to do this. We have to get this out immediately because we have to. We might just do a SummerSlam only episode. Maybe add on a Raw and SmackDown with SummerSlam mostly because we have to get it out there. But SummerSlam is this weekend and NXT Takeover on Saturday. So we will rejoin all of you guys next week, and we will come back with our opinions and the results of SummerSlam 2016, and hopefully they choose the right person for the WWE ruler of all reality, universal, godly, undeniable
All
the Egyptian God card champion
Wow.
of Raw and Monday nights, and we will see what happens with that. And hopefully the demon is even more demonic, and there's blood all over him. There's got to be something even crazier. So until then, I'm Jose.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Big Nick.
And this has been The Last Real Heels, and see you later, guys.
Right.